In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your CV axle on your Chevy Cruze. It's located behind your front wheel. Using a 19mm socket, we're going to remove our hubcap and lug nuts. If you use your gun for the hubcap, just be careful. Remove your hubcap. Now we're going to remove our lug nuts. Remove your wheel. Using a 32mm axle nut socket, I'm going to remove this axle nut. Now we're going to put a punch right here and give it a tap. Make sure it's free. Using an 18mm wrench, I'm going to put that on that nut and we're going to break it free. Continue to take the nut off. You can switch to a ratchet wrench at this point. I'm going to remove my wrench and take this off the rest of the way with my hand. I use an exhaust clamp here to help for leverage when I pull the lower control arm out. So when you pull down, it's easier. You're going to pull all the way down and then move your knuckle out of the way. Now we're going to take our axle out. I'm going to pull it out from the bottom. Put a piece of wood back here so I can get some leverage. And pull my axle out. Make sure you don't overstretch your brake hose. Once you get your axle out, you can lower your control arm down and just move that out of the way. Tech tip, if you suspend your axle on the other end and take the weight off, it's easier to get the CV axle out. You're going to pop the axle out with a pry bar, something like that, and pull it out. So now we're going to take this out all the way after we pop it out. Take my bungee off and pull it out. Make sure you have a drip pan below before popping out your axle. First thing you want to do is get a ratchet strap and just pull your knuckle over a little bit. Don't go too far and overstretch your brake hose. Now we're going to feed our axle in. You're going to go below the brake hose. You want it on the other side of this once you get it in. And you want it as straight as possible to be able to tap this in and get it past that clip. Now I'm going to use my bungee cord and I'm going to split this side of the axle. I'm going to make sure it's on the inside so it's not on the hose. And I'm just going to pick that up to make it go straight. Hanging it off my strut. And pull this away a little bit more if I can. Now I'm using a punch and I'm going to tap it in. So now our axle is in. Make sure that dust shield is flush where it belongs. Make sure it's all the way in. Now we're going to put our CV axle in our knuckle. We're going to take it off our bungee cord. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to take our ratchet off. And now we're going to feed this into the knuckle. So we're going to pull down on our control arm, supporting our CV axle. I'm holding down my pry bar and pulling the knuckle away. All right, once you get it in there, make sure it's splined correctly. And we're going to drop down our control arm and pull our knuckle over. You may have to aim your ball joint to line up correctly. Make sure you remove your exhaust clamp on your lower control arm if you used one. And now we're going to put our nut on our ball joint. Start it by hand, and we'll tighten it down and torque it. Let's tighten down our nut. I have the control arm and ball joint at right height. You just need to put a pole jack of some sort or whatever you're using on the floor underneath here, and make sure it's at right height before torquing. We're going to torque this to 26 foot-pounds. I'm using a Cruze foot with a 3/8 drive torque wrench. I'm going to remove that, and now we're going to go another 45 degrees. And that should be good. Now you can remove whatever you were using to get it at right height. Put your axle nut on. We're going to snug it up, and then we'll torque it. Make sure you put a pry bar between your studs to keep it from spinning when you're torquing your axle nut. Let's torque this to 111 foot-pounds. Now you're going to back it off 45 degrees. Which is a little less than a quarter of a turn. Let's continue to torque that to 184 foot-pounds. Now you can remove your pry bar, install your wheel, start your lug nuts by hand. We're going to tighten these in a crisscross manner. Starting with the one on the bottom, we're going to walk the wheel up. Using a 19mm socket, we're going to torque our wheels to 100 foot-pounds. We're going to do that in a star-like manner. And now we're going to put our hubcap on. Line your hubcap up with your valve stem and your lug nuts, like this. And then you can put these on by hand or use your gun. If you use your gun, be very careful you don't over-tighten.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.